Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha Teacher. Children, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? Because of that, we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop learning. We are going to meet here regularly through the virtual training center to learn many lessons in EVS. So come on, let's go to a lesson in EVS. Come on children, let me welcome you to another lesson in Standard 4th EVS. And we will be doing EVS 2 today. That is, we will be talking about the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And the name of our textbook is Shiva Chhatrapati. Now today's lesson is going to be lesson number 9 from your textbook. And the name of the lesson is Pratapgarh makes history. Now children, let me tell you and let us revise a little bit about what we did in the previous lessons, so you get a link, and anyways you can always open the videos and see them again. But in the previous lesson we talked about how Shivaji defeated all the internal enemies of the Swaraj, and then before that we talked about how he made the first conquest for Swaraj, that is, he captured the Torana fort, and later on he went on capturing many different forts, and because of all this Adil Shah started getting very restless, and Adil Shah started feeling that now he is going to be threatened by this person, that is Shivaji Maharaj, and therefore he started many different activities. Alright, so today we are going to learn about one such step that Adil Shah did in order to discourage or in order to crush the efforts of Shivaji Maharaj. So what was it and why did he do it? Come on, let's see in this lesson today. So the very first thing that we need to know is that Adil Shah was perturbed. Now what is the meaning of perturbed? Perturbed means getting very disturbed or getting worried or getting scared, okay, thinking about what is going to happen in the future. And why was Adil Shah perturbed? We just discussed. That is because Shivaji was going on capturing one fort after another, and he was trying to make the rule or hand of Adil Shah little weak, and that is why Adil Shah started getting little disturbed. And so what did he do? In the court of Bijapur, there were a lot of anxious days. That is, people in the court of Bijapur, because Adil Shah was anxious. Anxious means he was getting a little bit worried, okay, his anxiety was increasing and he was getting anxious, he was getting worried. All right, and why was this happening? Why was the court of Adil Shah a little bit anxious, and why was there anxiety and worry in the court of Adil Shah? It was because of the growing exploits of Shivaji Maharaj, and we already discussed what these exploits were, okay, in the previous few lessons. So what did Adil Shah do? He decided to take a very strong step against Shivaji Maharaj. What did he do? He saw and he realized that Shivaji is capturing one fort after another, and if I do not stop him, if I do not try to control him, then very soon my rule will come to an end. And for this reason, what did he do? He summoned all his sardars to the court to take stock of the situation. He thought that I will call all of them, I will discuss with them, and I will try and understand how serious the situation is. And if the situation is going to be so serious, then I will have to take some important and very serious steps also. And for all these reasons, he summoned all the sardars. So all the sardars, even those who were very well known and those who were not known well, those people were also called. That is, Adil Shah was getting very desperate now, okay, so he started calling all the people and all the sardars. They were summoned to his court. So now there was one queen called Badi Sahiba, who personally looked after the Adil Shahi administration from Bijapur. Now she was also present, okay, she was a lady who used to look after the administration of the Adil Shah's kingdom. She was also present, and there was just one question before the assembly. That is, whoever were assembled, they had just one question in their mind: how to bring Shivaji to book and break his revolt. So this was the point that they were all discussing. So one person was giving one suggestion, another person was giving another suggestion, and the conversation went on and on, the meeting went on, and finally, this lady or this queen, Badi Sahiba, she asked a straight question to her Sardars. What did she say? She said, "Tell me, who is willing to match against Shivaji and put an end to his rebellion?" So she directly challenged the Sardars. And she said, "Come on now, you're discussing so much. So open your mouth and tell me who is going to be the person who will go and challenge Shivaji." As soon as she posed this question, the court became silent. Everybody sat silently and quietly in his place and started looking at the next person. For who would dare accept the challenge of fighting Shivaji? Who will have the himmat? Who will have the, you can say, courage to go and stand and fight against Shivaji? So all of them, they started quietly looking at each other because no one volunteered to go and fight Shivaji. Just then, a giant of a man came forward. Giant of a man means a huge man. He came forward and bowed respectfully before the throne. So you can see he's bowing before the throne, and at the same time the queen Badi Sahiba is also present there. Okay, and what was his name? His name was Afzal Khan. Now why did he get up? When this queen asked this very important question, why did he stand up? He stood up because he had accepted the challenge. The Khan accepted the challenge and picked up the betel leaf from the salver as a mark of acceptance. So he accepted the challenge and he said that yes, all of you are quiet. No one has got the courage to stand up and say that I will fight Shivaji. So I am going to do it. He said it and he accepted, or he picked up, you can see him picking up a betel leaf from the salver as a mark of acceptance. So Khan accepted the challenge. And what did he say? He said, "Shivaji, who is Shivaji?" So he was such a proud person. He said, "I shall arrest him and bring him here. Or if that is not possible, I shall bring his dead body." So see the kind of overconfidence that he had. See, you should always be confident, but you should never be overconfident. Now, this person, Afzal Khan, he did not even know who Shivaji was. So without knowing the enemy, how can you say that you will arrest him and bring him dead or alive? You should at least know who your enemy is. But this person was so proud that he said that I will bring him here, and if I will not bring him alive, if it is not going to be possible to bring him alive, I will kill him and I will bring his dead body. Okay, so he accepted the challenge. So who was Adil Shah now? Who was Afzal Shah? Afzal Khan. Afzal Khan was one of the mighty Sardars in the court of Bijapur. So there were many Sardars. Okay, out of them, one of them was Afzal Khan, and he was a very, very mighty person. Like I just told you, he was a very huge person. Alright, he was a giant of a man. Okay, and not only that, after he accepted the challenge, what happened was the people became little happy. They thought that yes, now the Khan has accepted the challenge, so definitely Shivaji will come meet his end. And why was that? Why were they so happy? They were happy because his physical prowess means capacity, strength. Okay, it was so strong and unbelievable that he could bend a crowbar with his bare hands. Okay, he was such a strong person. He had so much of physical strength and ability. Now what is a crowbar? A crowbar is an iron rod. Now can you imagine bending an iron rod with your hands? You can't do it. Okay, we find it difficult to even break a strong stick which is made up of wood, but here this person Afzal Khan, he was so strong that he could bend a crowbar with his bare hands. And he was also a master in achieving anything that he wanted. So, whatever he wished for, he had always achieved. And that is why he accepted the challenge of bringing Shivaji to court, dead or alive. These were the reasons that Afzal Khan accepted the challenge. Okay, now the court was highly pleased. The court was pleased means Adil Shah was pleased, all the other Sardars were pleased, okay, thinking that this would be the end of Shivaji. So the court was highly pleased. Everybody thought that it was the end of Shivaji and that he would be brought to Bijapur either dead or alive. So everyone was now in a way rejoicing in advance. Now this Afzal Khan, what did he do? He left Bijapur in great pomp. That is, he was given a very royal send off. Okay, now he left from Bijapur and he intended to go to Pratapgarh. Okay, he wanted to go to Pratapgarh now to capture Shivaji, to bring him dead or alive. And he was given a very royal, you can say, send off by the Adil Shah, because he felt that this person is going now and he's going to be successful and he's going to come back. Okay, he was accompanied by a huge army and they were fully equipped for battle. Now they had lots of elephants, they had lots of foot soldiers, they had soldiers on horseback, they had lots of ammunition, guns and weapons, etc. So he was fully prepared to destroy, to defeat Shivaji. Now he was previously the Subedar of Vai, and for 12 years he had ruled over Vai and he knew the area very well. Okay, he knew the place very well. He marched on Maharashtra full of pride and confident that he will succeed. Okay, so he thought that there is no way that I am going to lose. Why? Because I am very strong, I am very brave, I have a huge army, and not only that, I also know the area well because I have ruled this place. So he was overconfident. And remember, like I just told you, overconfidence is not a very good quality. Alright, then he marched on Maharashtra full of pride and confident of his success. So see how proudly sitting on the elephant's back and he's marching towards Maharashtra. He's left from Bijapur and he's coming towards Maharashtra. So now Swaraj is supposed to be in real danger, because once this Afzal Khan would bring an end to the life of Shivaji Maharaj, then his dream of achieving Swaraj would also come to an end. Therefore Swaraj was now in danger. But then was it really in danger? Was Afzal Khan able to do anything wrong to Shivaji Maharaj? That we will learn during the course of the lesson. Okay, so now let's see how Shivaji Maharaj reacted to this move by Afzal Khan. So this time Shivaji Maharaj was at Rajgarh. Okay, so now what did he do? He came to know that Afzal Khan was moving towards him. He got the news of Afzal Khan's movements. He immediately saw that Swaraj was in great danger, but he did not lose hope and courage. He also knew that the Khan was full of stratagem. That is, he had lot of you can say knowledge, and he had lot of power, and he was very smart also. And he also knew that he had a huge army with him. Shivaji's kingdom was very small in comparison, and so was his army. He had very few men with him. Okay, he could also see that he would never be able to hold his own in an open battle against the Khan. Why? Because the Khan had a huge army, he had lots of weapons. So Shivaji Maharaj realized that if I try to go and face the Khan openly, then I might lose. So what did he decide? His only hope was in some strategic move that would take the Khan by surprise. So he decided to surprise the Khan. okay, to play smart and not to get into battle headlong, but to devise some kind of smart, you can say, plan or plot that the Khan will be surprised and he will lose to Shivaji automatically. So that was his only hope now. Okay, so we all know till now that we learnt about the life of Shivaji Maharaj. We know that if he had any important decision to take, what would he do? He would always consult his mother Jijabai. So in consultation with Jijabai and with her blessings, Shivaji Maharaj shifted his headquarters from Rajgarh to Pratapgarh. So see, Shivaji Maharaj shifted from Rajgarh to this fort called Pratapgarh. So this was the move that Shivaji Maharaj made when he realized that Afzal Khan is marching upon him. Now, of course, naturally, Afzal Khan would come to know that Shivaji has made this move. Let's take a look at Afzal Khan's counter move. Counter move means the move which he took against Shivaji's move. Alright, so when the Khan learnt that Shivaji had moved to Pratapgarh, he became very, very angry. Now, what was the reason that he became very angry? Because anyway, he had to capture Shivaji. So, whether Shivaji was in Rajgarh or Pratapgarh, what difference would it make to the Khan? But there was a difference. He was aware of the difficulties in conquering Pratapgarh. Can you see this fort Pratapgarh and look at the surrounding area? It was surrounded by thick forests and high hills. Okay, so it was not a place which was very easy to approach. And not only that, you will also see that the Khan intended to go to war with Shivaji. That is why he had carried with him a lot of artillery. Now, artillery means what? Artillery means different kind of weapons which are used in order to fire. So, firearms are called as artillery. So, see, he had carried a lot of artillery with him. So, see, these are all the kind of weapons that he carried with him. So, you can see that these are not small weapons. Okay, these are huge weapons with wheels and all that. So, it has to have a proper road also. So, in case you have to carry this artillery, you needed proper road. But here, there was no proper road and it was covered by forests on all sides, and these forests were full of wild animals also. So, what did the Khan do? The Khan got very frustrated, he got very angry, and he started initiating other steps. He started approaching, or he started thinking of other crooked ways in order to make Shivaji leave Pratapgarh and come down to the plains. So once he would come down to the plains, then the Khan would attack him. But how would he make Shivaji come down to the plains? What he started doing, he started using mean techniques. He started doing very bad things. Okay, so what did he start doing? The Khan initiated many moves in the hope of bringing Shivaji down to the plains. The first thing he did was he attacked the holy cities of Pandharpur. So see, Pandharpur is the holy city which is supposed to be the home of Lord Vitthal. So it is a very, very, you can say, holy place for Hindus. Alright, so he attacked the holy city of Pandharpur first, then he attacked the holy city of Tulzapur. Now Tulzapur is also a very holy place where we have the deity Tulza Bhavani, whom the Hindus worship, and they respect her a lot. So he knew that if he attacked these places, then Shivaji would definitely come down. He would come down from the fort in order to protect these places. But when Shivaji did not budge, what did he do? He started harassing the people. So now he knew that if I start harassing his people, then at least Shivaji would come down to the plains. But do you think Shivaji Maharaj came down to the plains? Of course he was worried about his people. Of course he was worried about his temples. But more importantly, he had in his mind that he should work for Swaraj. That was his bigger battle. Okay, so he proved to be too clever for Afzal Khan. He proved to be smarter than Afzal Khan. So he refused to leave Pratapgarh. He stayed put in Pratapgarh. And when this happened, what happened is the Khan, he changed his tactics. He thought that I am resorting to violence, I am killing his people, I am breaking down the temples, I am attacking temples, but it is not making a difference to Shivaji. So let me change the way in which I am handling this problem. So he started thinking that he should approach Shivaji with a little love. So what did he do? In a spirit of apparent friendliness, he sent a message to Shivaji. So now he became friendly with Shivaji. You are like a son to me. Come and see me. Return our forts, and I shall see that Adil Shah makes you a Sardar in his court. So now you see how Adil Shah changed his technique. But then, did Shivaji agree to it? Did Shivaji agree to go down and meet Afzal Khan on the plains? And if he said yes, then what happened? If he said no, then what happened? So all these things we are yet to learn. Alright, now this is a long lesson, children. In the remaining part of this lesson, there are points like how Shivaji returns the reply of Afzal Khan tit for tat, and then where was the meeting place fixed, and what preparations were done by Shivaji before the meeting, and what kind of struggle happened with Afzal Khan, and how was Afzal Khan's army destroyed. So all these points are remaining to be done, which we will see when we do the next video or part 2 of this lesson, Pratapgarh makes history. So that is all for today, children. Now after you finish watching the video, I have a few tasks for you to do. So please take a look and try to do those tasks. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learned a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.